Story. Here we go. Oh wait, when does the challenge mode unlock? 4 days. Fading existence. Every moment people vanish from the face of the earth without a trace. That's just fact. In this world, extra true, but it's just fact anyways. Without roots buried deep in the earth, even leaves nurtured by sunlight, sweet dew, and gentle breeze can never flourish. To bear light in one's hand, one must endure solitude, fear no darkness, and shatter hard rock to root deeper. The orange afterglow of the setting sun casts an illusion of warmth over the wasteland. I do kind of like this background. This looks cool as heck. That is a good way of showing destroyed world. A scavenger rubs a chunk of metal against his clothes as he rummages through a heap of trash. Nothing of value, huh? A strange noise from nearby catches his attention. The scavenger tightens his grip on a pair of tongs and storms towards the sound. Damn it. It's gotta be Johnny and those rats again. I already told them this is my turf. This time I'll cut myself, I guess. Act. The moment he spots the eyelids, he drops low and hides behind the garbage pile, holding his breath. Good thing I got my guns with me. Damn it, didn't they just sweep this area recently? He peers carefully through the gaps in the trash heap to observe. The eyelids haven't noticed him. Their gazes remain locked in the same direction as they snarl hungrily. Is that a person? A stranger? Not from around here. The person being cornered is holding a gun in one hand and gripping a black trash bag in the other. In the next moment, the person swings the trash bag at the eyelids, drawing their attention immediately. One leaps up and catches the bag between his teeth midair. The eyelids tear into it, shredding plastic and pale flesh-like chunks that still vaguely resemble human body parts. That's a human's foot. Intestines. Bright red liquid and meat chunks drip from the eyelid's fangs. The scavenger trembles, nausea rising in his throat, but he forces it down. Gotta run. Now's my chance. Yes, run for it. Terrified, the scavenger flees without looking back. I mean, I would too. Someone's just feeding them. Handshake. Yeah, the mechanical dog places his paw on Nikita's palm as the children cheer with delight. Nikita. I still don't know which one. I'm gonna go with Nikita for now. Nikita glances at the children. There's more. Kalich, fetch Lily's gift. At her signal, the mechanical dog leaps up, drags a package from the pile of presents sitting in the corner of the office, and carries it to the girl. Is this for me? Wow, it's a toy gun model. Thank you, Nikita. Kalich is amazing. And it barks. Cheerful kid. I want a present too. Get in line, everyone gets one. Listen to Nikita, no pushing now. Miss Grace, you have no face. You're clearly not important for long. Okay, all the kids replied. Amid the joyful chaos, a figure appears at the office entrance. Miss Grace, Mangy Security's regular aid delivery has arrived. Could you check a sign for it? I'll cover you here. Ah, Mr. David. Mangy Security is always so punctual with their support. Thank you so much. The young teacher blushes, clearly quite fond of the friendly young man. Miss Nikita is handing out gifts to the kids. Please help keep things under control. I'll be back shortly. No problem. Leave it to me. You have a face. Clearly you're slightly more important than she is. The curly-haired young man smiles warmly and walks towards the children. Over here, kiddos. Line up and everyone gets one. Long time no see, Nikita. It's been a while. How's work lately? Heard rumors that the public security admission introduced a new salary framework. You get a decent raise? I can't comment. Regulations prohibit discussing our wages. Can't discuss your wages. Sounds very corporate. Oh, come on now. Rules are just rules. What's the big deal anyways? But judging from the gifts you bought, you don't seem much better off than before. Hit the nail on the head. Sorry, there I got poking my nose into other people's business again. I'll stop. David scratches his nose awkwardly. Still, it's a shame someone as capable as you is stuck doing frontline grunt work at the PSA. If you decide to join Mangi, you'll have way more room to grow, and better promotion opportunities and pay. With a raise, you can get even nicer gifts for the kids. Thanks for the recognition, but I think it's really cool Nikita is a public security officer. Last time I saw her rescue hostages on TV, and it was awesome. Me too. I saw her on the street once during a school field trip. I feel super safe. If she quits being a security officer, we might not see her anymore. How could that be? She'll visit when she can. Nikita passed the kids in the head. I'll still visit often with Kalich. Alright, everyone. Everyone go play now. In response to the command, Kalich bounces off and leads the children away. Mr. David, I don't believe doing frontline work is a waste of my ability. You invited me to switch jobs repeatedly. I assume you looked into my background? Yes, that's why we want you. Griffin was one of the rare companies in the field that were both competent and ethical. We are all sorry to see it dismantled. I take great pride in my time as Griffin, but it was nevertheless a confounding experience. Sometimes I wasn't sure who the real enemy was. But here at the PSA, things are much clearer. I protect civilians. My enemies are those who threaten them. Everything I do aligns with that goal unequivocally. Univocally? Univocally. What's the definition for that? Having only one possible meaning, unambiguous. Oh, okay. Everything I do aligns with that goal unambiguously. Okay, yeah. And I really like this feeling of unambiguity. Oh, you just use the next sentence. Haha, I see. You are certainly more principled than most humans, Nikita. Thanks. As for the money, I just do my best to provide what I can for the kids. So for now, I have no plans to change jobs. She watches the happy children with a quiet smile. Fair enough, as long as you're happy. Miss Grace. I'm back, Mr. David. Sorry, Miss Trinova also delivered a bunch of supplies, so I checked them together. I hope the kids weren't too rowdy. Not at all, everything's fine. Miss Trinova came by? Kalich, get the birthday gift for Una. Oh, there's no need. Miss Trinova didn't bring her daughter today, saying she's off on vacation in another satellite city. Don't you work with the PSA? Can't you give it to her at work? We're in different jurisdictions and different roles. Our paths don't cross at work. I see. Then we'll just have to wait till she comes back. A vacation. How nice. Maybe you should take our kids on a trip too. Got any recommendations, Mr. David? That's a tough one. I'm not good at picking holiday destinations. He's married to his work. Kalich circles Nikita, gift in mouth, uncertain what to do. It's okay. We'll give it to her later. Kalich, put that back for emergency. Nikita's communicator rings with the PSA emergency alert tone, a sharp sound that cuts through the joyful air like a blade. Illegal drug smuggling. What's wrong? Emergency? Yep, I have to head back to work now. Grace, I'll leave the rest here and pick them up later. Kalich, let's go. Let's go, combat police dog. Made of just complete metal. Shadow Forest, they stand there waiting to become one with you. In the empty factory, several shadowy figures slip into hidden corners. This is Nikita calling Captain Jarvit. I've arrived at Cordon Point A to the west of the factory, awaiting orders. Point A, one of the factory exits. Must hold, prevent escape. Her captain's voice is scrambled with static, barely audible. Copy that. She signals her team. Officers spring into action instantly and scattered in position. While monitoring her assigned area, Nikita tunes her receiver to maximum gain and listens for tactile audio cues. A burst of static. Strange static disrupts her comms. Third assault. Need backup. This is the 2nd Patrol Detachment Nikita ID code 040901D. Please respond if you copy. This is 3rd Assault Squad, ambushed in warehouse area, requesting backup, and maybe got shot. Yep. Gunshots and screams are drowned out by the noise of metal crashing. After trying the communicator a few more times, Nikita quickly switches to the internal channel. This is Nikita calling Captain Jarvit. I received a distress signal from the 3rd Assault Squad. Do we respond? Can't reach him. Comms might be down. But what distress signal? I didn't receive anything on my end. Must be another frequency cutting in. Gunfire still echoes faintly through the comms. Nikita ponders for a moment. You all stay here. I'll go check. Wait. I'll be right back. I'm a doll and you're made of flesh. Just let me do my thing. Nikita clears the hostiles along the way as she heads into the factory warehouse. Thick white smoke fills the room, skewering her vision. The gas isn't poisonous. It's potassium nitrate. Maybe gunfire's triggered the fire suppression system? She activates the microthermal imaging module in her optics. There. Someone's lying on the floor just ahead. She rushes forward with her weapon raised. PSA uniform. Still alive, hang in there. Don't move, drop your weapons. Step away from the victim. Heavy boots close in, surrounding her from all sides. She sees PSA insignias through the smoke. I'm Nikita, 2nd Patrol Detachment, ID. I repeat, drop the weapon, step back. Nikita sets the gun down on the floor, takes a step back, and raises her hands. Due to breach of protocol, your operations are suspended. You are to return for investigation. That's an order, not a negotiation. The handcuffs she's heard countless times now close around her own wrists. It was a trap. Cryptic invitation. Hello, I'm looking for Captain Jarvit Roberts of the 2nd Patrol Detachment. Is he in the office right now? Nikita, it's you again. I've already told you many times. According to directive, you're not even supposed to be inside the Public Security Administration building, let alone requesting to see your former superior. I just want to offer a detailed explanation regarding the accusations stated in the dismissal notice and clarify what actually happened during the incident. Don't waste your breath on me. I'm just receptionist. I don't understand any of that. But what I do know is this. The dismissal order must be followed without exception. Please leave immediately or I will call security. I don't know where these rumors about risk of going haywire for my model came from, but I appreciate a chance to explain myself regarding accusations of violating protocol. Let me give you a piece of friendly advice. For old time's sake, any doll dismissed by the original department in the Satellite City has a 2-week grace period to find a new job and affiliation. If you still haven't found one... Oh, I clicked. If you still haven't found one after that, you better pray you don't get scammed by any ID scanners. Now please leave. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Realizing that any appeal will be futile, Nikita no longer bothers to argue. Before leaving, she takes a long, hard look at the emblem of the Public Security Administration on the wall. The emblem once gave her strength and conviction now looks especially cold and ruthless. Right. Fire to file cross-jurisdiction appeal. Vehicles come and go at the entrance to the orphanage. Nikita stands quietly by the gate. One of the security guards sees her and leans out of the window. You've been standing outside the entrance for days now, but you never come in. Did something happen? I'm waiting for someone. Who? I can help keep a lookout and let you know when they arrive. Thanks, but that won't be necessary. Suddenly, the person she's been waiting for appears within her field of vision. Wait, Miss Inessa Chernova. The woman stops and turns around, rather surprised to see her. Nikita? Sorry to trouble you, but could I have a moment of your time? I need to ask a favor. The woman looks puzzled, but she stops to listen. Nikita decides to speak as concisely as possible. Thanks for your time, ma'am. I used to work for PSA in Jurisdiction E5. During a recent mission, I was wrongfully accused of violating protocols and dismissed from the force. I've tried to appeal, but all channels have been closed to me. And what do you want from me? Judging by your uniform insignia, your rank is higher than mine. Hoping you could assist me with filing a cross-jurisdiction appeal. Cross-jurisdiction appeals are highly unlikely. We've never worked together officially. Even if I outrank you, I can't vouch for you. However, I can at least help you contact your superior and pass along a message. If you could help me get in contact with my captain, I'd be very grateful. His name is Jarver Roberts. I already knew it. Ode 13, Captain of the 2nd Patrol Detachment, Jurisdiction E5, correct? You looked into me? You've had frequent contact with Una. For her safety, it's only natural I checked your background. That's reasonable. Nikita, imprint model VSK-94, suspected of violating protocol and operation codename 342, causing injury to a fellow officer. Further mechanical inspection reveals irreparable performance defects. Result, dismissal. That's what you're trying to appeal, right? How do you know all that? I was the one who orchestrated everything. Unexpected answer hits Nikita like a lightning strike, but she only frowns briefly before immediately sizing up the woman in front of her. Even through the sunglasses, Nikita can sense the woman's previously warm, smiling eyes are turned unreadable, as if there's some creature lurking just beneath the surface. Let me properly reintroduce myself. My name is Inessa Grigorvina Chernova, head of the Counterintelligence and Investigation Intelligence Division of the Public Security Administration. Apologizing for not disclosing this earlier. It just didn't seem relevant, since our work didn't overlap. And now it is? No need to be so guarded. I'll explain everything. But this isn't the right place for conversation. Let's get in the car. I know a better location. Wait, before that, can you show me some valid identification? Even if you're carrying a PSA badge, I can't just take your word for it. Not bad. Even after dismissal, you still take your basic precautions. Here you go. Take a look. Inessa runs your electronic ID for Nikita to verify. Well, satisfied I'm not lying? Your credentials check out. Thanks for your cooperation. Then shall we go? Get in my car? That's basically what just happened. Sit wherever you like. I'll make us some coffee. After taking in her surroundings, Nikita sits down on the sofa in the cabin. The cabin is well hidden and soundproof. Not a sound can be heard from outside. The distress call you heard during the mission was actually a pre-recorded audio clip prepared by my tech team. We disguised it as coming from the squad's primary frequency and inserted it into your comms receiver through interference. So the entire rescue was just a stage performance that you orchestrated to get me dismissed? Your composure surprises me. I thought you'd be more upset after learning you were set up. How my emotional module functions is none of your concern. To me, this is simply filling in the blanks. I already know the method and the outcome. Now I want to learn your motive. But before that, I'd like to know, was that team member really injured? She raises an eyebrow. You can care about that? Don't worry, no one's actually hurt. They're all my subordinates acting under my special orders. You can consider it part of the show. Very well. Please answer my next question. Why did you orchestrate this whole performance? Sometimes, for more people to enjoy the sunlight, someone has to do things in the dark. Things that can't see the light of day. Used to work for a PMC. You should know how this kind of thing works. Private military contractors. When I worked for the PMC, the commander whom I served under was always upright. I'm not familiar with the kind of things that can't see the light of day that you're referring to. If there's something you want me to do, just say it directly. I'll assess whether I can do it after I've heard the details. Alright, since you're being this straightforward, I'll skip the preamble. Realizing Nikita's extremely direct demeanor, Inessa adjusts her tone. During the recent operations to seize illegal drugs, we captured some suspects, but upon investigation, turned out to be just low-level runners. The real big players are still hiding in the shadows. On top of that, we received an anonymous report implicating Maggie Security. We need someone to go undercover inside Maggie Security and gather concrete evidence of their involvement in illegal drug trafficking. Maggie Security, are you sure? Yes, the same Maggie Security that makes donations to orphanages, just like we do. Can I take a look at the report? Of course. Inessa opens a drawer and hands Nikita a set of stack of documents. The report includes a blurry photo. In it, a person wearing a Maggie Security uniform is sitting on a worn-out sofa, holding a vial of some substance. What he's holding is the contraband drug in question, and the industry is known as Vitalis. It's rumored to treat doll syndrome, but in reality, it contains minimal active ingredients that's highly addictive. Long-term use leads to mental instability, severe paranoia, and an inability to distinguish fantasy from reality. Doll syndrome. Oh, common psychological illness among people who live and work long-term in satellite cities. Patients feel like they fought tooth and nail for the right to live in a satellite city, hoping for a comfortable life, only to discover all their efforts merely serve to make life easier for the privileged in the white zones. That realization makes them feel like they've been downgraded from humans to dolls. They often develop strong hostility towards actual dolls, no offense. None taken. So we're investigating this substance called Vitalis. Are there any other photo? No, this photo is likely taken covertly. The sender's IP was randomly generated, probably to avoid retaliation. A single photo like this can't serve as evidence linking Maggie to Vitalis. We do have a few fragmented clues, but it's not sufficient for making formal accusations. And that's exactly why I need you. Nikita casts Inessa a searching look. Inessa meets her gaze calmly. One last question. Why me? You've had close contact with people from Maggie Security, haven't you? Inessa places another photo on the table and pushes it towards Nikita. The man in the photo is David. The angle clearly indicates he was taken without his knowledge. Not exactly close, but he has been actively trying to recruit me. He's been encouraging me to jump ship and join Mengi. And joining them would be a natural step for you. Would it really be that easy? I was dismissed for protocol violations and performance defects. Would Mengi Security really take in someone like that? In reality, performance defects don't exist. That would become apparent in any baseline diagnostics. As for protocol violations, well, you know how rigid government organizations are. Private security firms have very different standards and protocols. Believe me, they won't easily pass up this rare opportunity to recruit a high-performance tactical doll like you. Nikita eyes the documents spread out before her, then looks up in Inessa's face again. So after I complete this mission, what happens to me? You can go wherever you want. You could even come back to the Public Security Administration. I'll reinstate your services records. Of course, you have every right to turn down this mission. It's dangerous after all. In time, I'll clear your name and you can still return to work. If you have such a thorough plan, why didn't you speak to me about it beforehand? What's wrong? Didn't like being falsely accused? Nikita frowns slightly as she lapses into silence. Her thoughts pull back to the moment when her colleague pointed a gun at her. She pushes away the unpleasant memory, focusing instead on Nessa's words and the core of the matter. No, it's just that with prior communication, I could have responded better. Everything before this felt senseless. For a moment, I even doubted myself and the PSA. I don't like that feeling of doubt. I didn't even know dolls have existential crises. That's not funny. The mood, which had lightened a little, now grows heavy again. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I really should have explained the situation to you. This is the general consensus around undercover work. But clearly you've never done this sort of thing before. Inessa sits up straight. Let me put it this way. The reason I didn't talk to you beforehand is because I wanted the whole thing to feel natural. As if you really were dismissed. Before violating protocol, the less staged it looks, the better. Most undercover agents are trained early on so they can perform convincingly. But someone like you, who's being chosen on short notice, might act unnaturally due to hesitation if warned in advance. You could have made mistakes that would be used against you somewhere down the line. That may be true. but you weren't worried about things would go wrong, like if I didn't follow the script. But you did come to me. The script was followed. Anessa smiles faintly. I wasn't wrong about you. Your pursuit of truth has brought you here. That kind of resolve is exactly what an undercover agent needs. And what else does undercover work require? Let's see. Tolerance for loneliness and boredom, acceptance of the fact that you will give your all and likely receive nothing in return. You have to blend into the crowd, and whether you exceed or fail, you can never speak of it. So, are you willing to take the mission? Nikita looks into Anissa's eyes, sensing a scrutinizing gaze behind her glasses. A strange emotion rises in her neural cloud, but she dismisses it as system noise. Dolls don't overthink. At least I don't. If it's something that helps people, something that's right, I'll do it. Dolls don't overthink. And this storyline, Grows overthinks a lot. Anissa smiles and extends her hand. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. Then here's to a successful collaboration. Nikita looks at the offered hand and shakes it gently. Right. Evil festers in the absence of supervision. Covert transport. Two months after joining Maggie Security. Oh, 2 month time jump, okay. Having just wrapped up a task, Nikita runs into David in the hallway. Hey, Nikita, haven't seen you since your onboarding. How's it going? Settle in all right? More or less. Whoa, your robot dog actually passed approval? HR must really like you. So how's the pay? Must be enough to get the kids of the orphanage something better, huh? Isn't it explicitly stated in our contract that we're not to discuss salary with coworkers? Ugh, don't be so rigid, but fine. It's cool if you want to keep it to yourself. The salaries of dolls and humans aren't exactly comparable to begin with. Oh, right, Nikita. Come to Hangar 3 after lunch. I'll introduce you to the team you'll be doing next week's long-haul transport mission with. Long-haul transport? What, no one told you yet? Hang on, let me check. Nikita pulls out her terminal, which shows an unread task on her checklist. You gotta check your task list on time. That's something dolls should be even better than humans, right? Man, I'm telling you, this is one of the company's key transport routes. Usually only the vets get. David frowns. Nikita is still focused on her terminal. You listening? I heard everything, but I've got something to do right now. See you this afternoon, Captain David. Let's go, Kalich. My robodog. Hey, wait, I'm not finished. He just walks away. Before David can react, Nikita has already rushed off with their mechanical dog. This angry face. It's like an eyelash on my eye. What is this? I got it. To conclude, nothing suspicious has been found out for now. You've just joined Meg Security and you're carrying out the most basic frontline tasks. It's normal they won't expose you to their core operations yet, especially since you used to work at the PSA. The key is to blend in and become part of their background. Speaking of core operations, I just received a task today, one that's usually assigned only to more senior members. Nikita hands her work terminal to Ines. A long haul transport from Ode 13 to Levy 14, cargo category food. Better not be people. That's very suspicious. The route passes through loosely regulated, or rather, completely unregulated contamination zones. There's plenty of opportunity for foul play. You mean there's a chance the cargo could be swapped in the contamination zone? Exactly. But if Mangi Security really does run illegal ops like that, they'd normally assign someone experienced and familiar with their internal workings. It's odd that they'd entrust this to someone like you after just 2 months. I understand. I'll stay alert and treat it as regular transport unless something seems off. I'm counting on you. Oh, and take this. Nessa hands Nikita a USB drive. A little gadget developed by our tech team. The USB drive from 50 years ago. It can automatically generate neural logs. All my doll agents have one to pass routine neural cloud inspections. From what I remember, Mangi Security takes neural log submissions every 2 months. The next one's coming up soon, right? Tomorrow, actually. Perfect timing. This will get you through inspecting just fine. I also have something for you, or rather, for your daughter. Nikita hands her a neatly wrapped box. This is for Una? A toy walkie-talkie and a recon manual. It's a PSA toy set, I promise, Una. She's already received the toy badge, this is the rest of it. Oh, I see. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Anessa seems a bit distracted. She accepts the box stiffly. Una said her dream is to become a PSA. She has a strong sense of justice. I like her a lot, so it's my pleasure. Please give this to her when she returns from her trip. Anessa gently caresses the box if something comes to mind. Flashback. Mom, on the day after tomorrow is my birthday. Investigation shows... What did you say? Una's birthday. It's the day after tomorrow. Ah, right, sweetheart. Happy birthday. What gift do you want? I want the new security officer outfit from Disneyland, not Disneyland. Can I have it? Of course. Once Mama finishes the report, we'll go buy it together, okay? Yes, thank you, Mama. In the end, that case was too complicated and completely slipped my mind. But Una never brought it up again. When that case was closed, she even baked me cookies to celebrate. She really is a considerate child. She is. Warm-hearted, she deserves the world. Realizing she's getting emotional, Anessa clears her throat and puts on a polite smile. Anyways, thank you. Una may be away for a while, but I'll make sure to pass on your kindness. No need to thank me. Nikita disturbs her imagination, but yes, the smile seems a bit forced. After Nikita leaves, Anessa sits alone on the sofa and dials a number in her terminal. Ringtone lasts a long time before the end finally picks up. It's me, everything's proceeding according to plan. She hasn't noticed anything suspicious, her PSA records have already been deleted, and there's no way back for her. Yes, I understand. Continue to report if anything comes up. Wait. Anessa straightens up slightly. I want to ask about Una. Last time I heard her voice, she sounded like she had the flu. She's recovered. She's swimming now. She's got a weak constitution. She'll probably need some nutritional supplements after swimming. I'll send you a list later. Please help to buy them if you can. Okay, thank you. Call ends. Anessa's massages the bridge of her nose, then looks down at the beautifully wrapped box on the table. Apart from the officer-themed toys, it also contains a cute plush mascot wearing a mini PSA uniform. She picks up the plush and buries her face in its soft and fluffy fabric, just as she used to bury her face in Una's thick hair and would hugging her countless times. Being held hostage or something? A week later, the night before transport mission. Even though the cargo swap was more likely to happen in the contamination zone, avoiding the surveillance she had previously scoped out, Nikita sneaks into the cargo hold. Just in case, I should inspect the cargo beforehand. Suddenly, a sound comes from the small door at the back of the hotel hold. Nikita ducks behind a shelf. Damn, that Anthony kid is getting greedier by the day. His asking price keeps going up. How much did you give him? 200 credits tokens for 1 hour? 1 hour? He's even limiting our access time to the cargo hold? Apparently someone might notice if we take too long. Who's going to know once we wipe the visitor logs and surveillance footage? Plus, the guy always wanders off around this time. As long as the missing cargo goes unnoticed, no one's going to bother checking the footage. Honestly, it feels like we're overpaying. Better safe than sorry. Damn it, these people are ruthless. Let's raise the price of this shipment too. We'll earn it back with interest. Raise it again? You're not afraid of no one will buy? Oh, they'll buy it. These poor bastards of the contamination zones rely on this stuff to survive. Nikita identifies the two intruders through voice print analysis. One is David, the other is a transport team member whom we previously introduced. It's them. David, how many crates are we talking this time? Talking or taking? How many crates are we taking this time? Same as usual, 3. Only 3? Come on, this shipment's huge. We can sneak out more and no one wouldn't... Ow, why'd you hit me? If we get caught, we're screwed. Ever heard of caution? I team up with you because I thought you had some brains. Now I'm starting to think I should have gone with a doll. At least she'd be obedient like a dog. Hey, that's going too far. The transport team member tries to argue but shuts up when he sees David's dark expression. And he gulps. Fine, 3 crates it is. Screw this. Why am I stuck with a lunatic like you? Anyway, speaking of dolls, what's the deal with that Nikita you introduced us to? Only 2 months in and she's already doing covert transports? Who knows what HQ's thinking? They had me cozy up to her ages ago and poach her from the PSA. Every time I talk to her, I feel sick. With how much they value her and how she's learning all her business, you'd think she was being groomed to replace you as squad leader, do you? You don't think she's being okay. I told you, I have no idea what these pampered fatzos upstairs are planning. Even if she replaces me, what can I do? These days, actual people have it worse than dolls. Calm down, man. But here's another possibility. What if we've been found out for smuggling and Nikita was spent to spy on us? Highly unlikely. Aside from Anthony, we haven't left any traces, and Anthony's in this with us. If we go down, so does he. Still, keeping an eye on her wouldn't hurt. If she ever does find out. David's eyes flashed dangerously on his grim face. She's just a doll. We'll scrap her and be done with it. Yeah, exactly. Just a damn doll. Just an AI unit hooked up to a neural cloud and giant warehouses. Come on, let's load the stuff into your vehicle. The 2 men bustle about in the cargo hold for a while and disappear behind the door with the cargo. Nikita steps out from the shadow of the shelves. Smuggling cargo, deliberate collusion. She shifts her gaze to the goods on the shelves. She opens one of the crates. Inside are neatly stacked canned fruits. The packaging suggests black currants. These absolutely can't be regular fruit preserves, otherwise they wouldn't be taking such a huge risk. Nikita reaches toward the crate, but quickly withdraws her hand. It's not time yet. I need to find a chance to investigate David. He just said, load the stuff into your vehicle. Major Security's transport convoy enters a bleak town in the contamination zone, stops at a supply station. David, the transport squad leader, gets out of the vehicle, followed closely by Nikita. Watching the station staff bustle around, refilling water and recharging the truck, David makes a remark. Even in a hazmat suit, I can feel how foul the air is. It's suffocating. How do these people get used to surviving in this kind of environment? Oh, right, I almost forgot. You're a doll. Guess robots don't need to breathe, huh? Though you do mimic the action. That's just to simulate human breathing to avoid triggering the uncanny valley effect. That's fair. Dolls don't actually need to breathe. Huh, how thoughtful. Anyways, Nikita, I'm stepping away for a bit to buy some stuff. Keep an eye on things here. An explosion cuts him off. Several ramshackle armored cars and motorbikes rode past, kicking up thick clouds of dust. Varjagers. Why are they suddenly? David visibly panics in the face of the Varjager assault. Captain David, order everyone to combat readiness and evacuate civilians. I'll hold the front line. I'm the captain. I don't need orders from a doll. Just go. Haha. Boys, look what we got here. Fresh meat. Slaughter them all. The Varjager Raiders are just really, really, like, what am I? They're, what was the name of that game? Borderlands level of crazy. We're up a serious offense, and I'm here to arrest all of you. Huh? You? I'm plenty enough to deal with the likes of you. High quality combat doll. Nikita moves through the battlefield like a panther, her actions efficient and lethal without any flashy moves. For those who glimpse her even briefly, it's already too late. Their fate is sealed. Wait, this transport team's got a doll that strong? Or intel must have been wrong. Screw the intel, just grab what we can, or this whole trip's wasted. Okay, you draw the tin can's attention. I'll hijack the truck and drive off. Whatever we get is ours. You're sending me into the line of fire while you make off with the loot? You think I'm a damn fool? A dirty rust bucket like you dares to lay hands on my bros? You're so dead. As one of them revs a motorbike and charges Nikita, the two men stop arguing and exchange a look. Let's go, bro. Split the take. My thoughts exactly. Not far away, Nikita notices a suddenly moving Mangi security transport vehicle and immediately spots the two sneaky men in the cab. Huh. She checks her sidearm, dashes up the nearby ladder 3 quick steps, and hurls herself towards the charging Varger biker. Wait. She kicks him off the motorbike mid-charge, grabs the handlebars mid-air, and swings herself into the bike using its momentum. After steadying it, she guns the throttle and speeds after the truck. A dull impact hits the truck roof. The two Vargers in the cab glance at each other. What the hell was that? Probably just another damn rock falling on your head. We've hit the jackpot, a whole truckload. Oh, right, the stuff's in high demand in the contamination zone, so we can jack up the price like crazy. But we're supposed to turn it in, remember? Knowing the boss, how much do you think we'll actually get? You got a point. Maybe we should just pocket it all? Are you insane? Still, if we just skim a little off the top... Gunshots ring out before he finishes. Bullets pierce the window, hitting the driver's hand with deadly precision. Ah! The truck veers wildly across the terrain. The two inside are tossed around like ragdolls. Nikita seizes the moment and leaps through the shattered window. Grabbing the steering wheel with one hand, she aims her gun at the other and fires 2 precise shots into their legs. She's a lot kinder than Groza and friends, not actually killing them. Ah. Nikita slams on the brakes, fighting the wheel, and barely stops the truck from crashing into a massive roadside boulder. She ties up the two Varjagers and sets them aside before inspecting the cargo. Many of the cans were damaged during the commotion. Black currant syrup and fruit are spilled everywhere. Those are definitely black currants. In one of the cracked cans, Nikita spots the corner of a small plastic bag. She picks it up. Inside a sealed sachet of brownish yellow powder. Could this be used to make Vitalis? Oh, hey, doll lady, please spare us. We're gonna bleed out at this rate. You didn't get hit any major arteries, you'll live. Now, I need more intel on Vitalis. These, where do you usually sell them? She shakes the bag in front of them. You guys don't even know what you're transporting? Ow. We sell them to underground brokers or small taverns in the contamination zones. They brew it into drinks and sell it to poor bastards suffering from radiation sickness. Radiation sickness? You mean Elid? What? I don't know. Please, no, madame doll. I can't remember stuff like that. You mean that disease where your body grows rocks and stuff? I think taking too much of this makes people dumb or something. It's not for doll syndrome then, so this is the new raw material for Vitalis. What now? I never heard of that. Figures. It's a psychological condition unique to Satellite City residents. Which they are not. They live in the wasteland. Then what is this stuff called? You must know that at least. Look, lady, you let us go, and I'll tell you all about it. Before he can finish, the cold black muscles push to his forehead. He looks up at Nikita, who's staring down at him with an expression as cold as steel. You know very well there's no room for negotiation between us. Flying squirrel. The canned food transported by Mangi Security conceals a substance called Erdis, a brown powder rumored to contain anti-Elid properties. Its ingredients are unknown. It is often mixed into beverages and sold to Elid patients. Its actual effectiveness is unverified, but it has not passed regulatory approval. It is without a question a banned substance. Nikita pulls out a small plastic sachet and hands it to Nessa, who is seated on the sofa. I retrieved this on site. I have video evidence to back it up. Nessa opens the sachet, pours the powder in her hand, and rubs it between her fingers. You weren't discovered while collecting this evidence, were you? I don't think so. I destroyed the truck's dash cam. The only 2 eyewitnesses were the 2 Vargers. I tossed them into a ravine. Statistically, there should be no solid evidence against me. Lack of evidence doesn't mean you won't be suspected. No witnesses also means no one to testify for you. Both you and the physical evidence disappear for too long. If there's any discrepancy in the cargo count later, suspicions will naturally fall to you. Doesn't matter if they do. The evidence is enough to indict Mangi Security, and by then I should be reinstated in the PSA. Hold on, who said you're coming back? The mission isn't finished. Our goal is to uncover evidence of them trafficking Vitalis. Finding evidence of Erdis, a banned substance, should promote a full investigation by the PSA. That would likely lead to clues about Vitalis, no? Besides, if the Varda's claim are true, Eridus is already causing serious harm to the contamination zone. The longer he's left unchecked, the more people will be endangered. Nikita, I'm not dismissing the small results of your investigation, but Nessa rose the bridge over her nose. First of all, these security companies backed by big corporations have countless ways to evade risk. Just this bit of evidence is enough for a full investigation, and we could lose the chance to keep digging into Vitalis. Secondly, please remember our jurisdiction. We are the PSA of Satellite City Ode 13. We're responsible for Ode 13 residents. The residents of the contamination zone are not under our protection. So you're saying there won't be any action taken against regarding Eridus? There will be, just not right now. We'll file the evidence for archives. Just filing it? Nikita, and Nessa's tone darkens. I know that justice is a core keyword in your foundational logic, but justice in the real world isn't so simple. Sometimes, in order to achieve a greater justice, you have to allow some losses to happen, even if it contradicts your programming. So, in order to protect justice, we must turn a blind eye to illegal activity. That logic makes no sense to me. She could never work for the CIA of the US. Also, you said the contamination zones aren't within our jurisdiction. Think of it another way. Residents of O13 are committing crimes. Doesn't that warrant immediate action? Don't play war games. I understand this is very difficult for a doll to grasp. You just need to follow orders. From now on, act cautiously and keep a low profile. Record things, but don't interfere. Gradually work your way into the inner circle, understand? Nikita locks eyes with Nessa for a long time and finally looks away. Understood. Justice isn't so simple. No, justice is simple. Don't let those who hurt others walk free. No matter the situation, always do what's right. Always do what you believe is right. You guys don't even know what you're transporting. We sell them to underground brokers for small. It's a review of the past. Radiation. People are committing crimes. People are dying because of it. As someone who knows the truth and has the ability to do something, I can't just sit by and do nothing. As the workday ends, employees stream out of the building. Once Nikita confirms that David is left, she walks against the crowd into the office building. Countless terminal screens cast a faint blue glow on the empty office. Nikita moves along them and sits at her own desk, pretending to be working on a report as she discreetly connects to level 2. Found it, David's IP address, but it's password protected. Nikita cracks her knuckles. Let's do this. More hacking. By that I mean killing random things. Ba-dum-bum. Just some recent transport logs, nothing looks out of the ordinary here. You get a scan through the log carefully. Multiple shipments to the phobe factory in Live A14. Why would a pharmaceutical factory need so much? Wine and drinking glasses. Even if it's for employee benefits, the quantity and frequency are excessive. Maybe these, like the canned bankrupts, are just cover-up goods, concealed banned substances? She spots the PSA border control stamp at the bottom of the shipment manifest. Her expression darkens. Right, why didn't I think this earlier? While flipping through the pages, you get to notice a peculiar number. Along a long string of nearly identical timestamps, one transport log stands out. Order 207100209, same route, but the transportation time was nearly double the usual duration. Listed reason, a collapse storm. Suddenly, her personal communicator rings. She exits level 2 temporarily. Caller unknown. Hello, Nikita. That's how I answer my phone. Literally, hello, this is, and I'll just say either my first name or last name, just every time. Hello, sales. Hey, Nikita, it's Mos and Nagant. Nagant and I are on Simon Ode 13 right now. Why did you leave the PSA? Mos and Nagant, surprised by the unexpected call, Nikita instinctively glanced at the security camera on the ceiling. I can't really talk right now. Oh, sure. If you're free tonight, come meet us at District K, number 153. Let's hang out. See ya. Bye. Got it. The call ends. Nikita thinks for a moment. If I remember correctly, Mos and Nagant works for the PSA too, though in a different satellite city. The plan begins to form in our neural cloud. But there's one more thing I need to do first. Nikita backs up the transport records, logs out of David's terminal, and turns off the screen. In the deserted hallway, she stands before the door to a surveillance room. Looks like I won't be buying toys for the kids this month. She knocks several times, but no one answers. Just as she's about to inspect the door's keypad, she hears footsteps behind her. Surveillance operator appears, holding a meal container. Looks like he's out for dinner. A doll, what do you want? Though caught off guard, Nikita recovers quickly. You must be Mr. Anthony. I'm Nikita. Captain David sent me to confirm that the previous footage was properly deleted. David. He glances around cautiously and lowers his voice. You're new. Haven't seen you before. I was brought into Mangi security by Captain David, working for him on this inside. Fine. Of course the footage is deleted. Does the paranoid bastard not trust me? May I double check? It's not your place to tell me what to do, doll. If David has doubts, let him come himself. He should know by now I don't work for free. Gotta pay up if you want something done. Could I please double check? I said no. Rope stops fixating on the card in Nikita's hands. I just found this in the hallway, a withdrawal card worth 250 credit tokens. No idea who dropped it. I'll do that. I'll drop it at Lost and Found. I'll be back in 15 minutes. After he leaves, Nikita slips into the surveillance room and closes the door. Countless screens emit a faint white glow in the room, like eyes, all watching an intruder in their domain. Nikita steps to the control panel and begins searching. Back to level 2 we go. $23 damage. Last one. Found it. Data floods into her neural cloud as she navigates her level 2. A particular frame catches her attention. In it, David is seen getting out of a vehicle. He could notes down the license plate number. If the employee garage weren't only accessible to staff with registered vehicles, I would need to check the surveillance. Anyways, I've got the plate. Now, wait a minute. The footage contains a familiar figure appears, getting in David's private car. Probably Nessa, right? Isn't that Una? Oh no, it's Una. So David captured Una. What a bastard. And Nessa's daughter? What's she's got to do with Minky security? Later, in a cafe in the commercial district, Nikita meets up with Mazin Nagant and her team. There she is. Look like you belong in like a Russian snowstorm. Huh. Protocol violation? Seriously? What happened exactly? It's complicated. Oh, sounds like you're hiding something. It's been a while since Griffin, but I remember back then Nikita was the most by the book of us all. Justice incarnate. But wow, your workplace has such a bad vibe. The front desk totally flipped out and threw us out when they heard we were looking for you. What'd you do to your poor coworkers? Ahem. Kesnia. Sorry, Nikita. If you don't want to talk, just ignore her. She just likes stirring the pot. Stirring the pot? I'm just curious. And hey, you yourself are wondering why she left the PSA before she got here, remember? I was not. You totally were. You probably had, oh, gossip, gossip, gamey, written all over your face. Be honest with yourself, Senior Nagant. Who drinks milk? I did not. Cut it out already. And what's wrong with milk, anyways? It's not that I don't want to talk. Nikita speaks calmly, expression composed, earnest. It's just that a lot of strange things have happened recently, things that are hard to explain. Right now, all the evidence I have is fragmented. It doesn't form a complete picture. Rushing to tell you everything might not be a good idea. You could tell us what you do know. Maybe we can help you piece things together? Nikita falls silent. Of course, if you'd rather not, that's fine too. Just a suggestion. Thank you, Mose and Nagant, but even if I can't tell you everything, I may still need your help. Help? Is it about that matter related to your protocol violation? It is somewhat. You want our help without telling us the full story. You can't have it all, you know. I'll pay you. All right, boss, what kind of service do you require? You definitely can't have it all. You just need to pay us. Problem solved. Kisnia, your attitude changed real quick. I'll make sure you're compensated for your time, since this would eat into your free hours. A reasonable client. What a breath of fresh air. So, Nikita, tell us what you need help with. I'll need to assess the risk. I have a license plate number. I'd like you to trace the vehicle's travel history, see if it's been to any suspicious locations. The group exchanges glances. Nikita, you're not involved in anything too dangerous, are you? Asking us to track a law-abiding citizen, this isn't just about time or money anymore. Can you at least tell us why? Why isn't it just about money? I just want the money. Kisnaya. Fine. Got it, Senior. Kisnaya shuts her mouth. Nikita speaks again, somewhat guilty. Sorry, I really can't tell you that either. A heavy silence hangs in the air. I know, it doesn't feel good to be forced in a situation without knowing anything. Honestly, I don't fully understand it all either, so I can't jump to any conclusions. But when I piece together the truth, I will tell you everything. And if this causes you any harm, I'll take full responsibility. Responsibility? What if helping you gets us fired from the PSA? I doubt it. I doubt it'll come to that, as long as we're careful. You shut up. Nikita pauses, then seems to make up her mind. If you do get fired, I'll support you. Huh? I could take mercenary jobs in the contamination zone outside my main duties. They pay well, and I've already passed the qualifications. Whoa, wait a minute. What are you even talking about? Motion Nagant rubs her forehead. Nikita, this is serious. Nikita stops talking and lowers her gaze. Sorry, that was thoughtless of me. I do need your help. Out of the trust we built working at Griffin, I chose to ask you. But you're absolutely right. It's not fair to you if I don't tell you everything. Oh, so you're going to tell us the inside story? I'll tell you parts of it selectively. After Nikita finishes her account, the group falls into deep thought. That's a lot to take in. So you're saying the person tied to the license plate is definitely a criminal, and you suspect someone's collaborating with them. Yes, the crime itself was already confirmed, but I haven't reported yet to avoid tipping them off. I need more evidence to uncover who's behind it. So, what we'd be doing is essentially assisting an investigation? That's one way to put it. Mosen Nagant takes in Nikita's calm but resolute face and finally exhales. Alright, give me the license plate number. We'll head to the Ministry of Transport and dig around. And if you got other plans, please be careful. I do. Seriously. I also want to ask you to help me tell someone. Nikita pulls out a photo and slides it across the table. The image is shadowy and a bit blurry. Everyone leans in. This person, I think I've seen her before. You have? Where? I haven't been idle these past few days after work in Ode 13. I've been picking up side gigs. A few days ago, I was working at a psych clinic. I saw this person. The uniform stood out, so it struck in my mind. Really? Can you take me to that clinic? I can, but... Because now you're not going to ask for more money right now, are you? You mustn't. Why not? My intel's super useful. It'll push your case forward a great deal. Right. How much do you want? No, Nikita, don't encourage her crooked schemes. How is this crooked, Senior? You're poor precisely because you don't know how to tussle. Why, you little. While the two bicker, Musin Nagan turns against him, Nikita. I'm guessing you can't tell us why you want this person followed either. Sorry. That's a no. With a sigh, Musin Nagan leans in and places a hand on Nikita's. I'll say it again. Be careful. Nikita's calm gaze flickers lightly. Understood. Thank you all. Random side missions. Clear these out real quick. I'm gonna start auto battle. I'll be done in a second. Where's my phone? Bum bum. Alright, random side things are done. Lure and trap. Night in Odessa is far from quiet. Soft light shine from the full height windows of high-rise buildings, calm and restrained. A tall figure stands at one such window, looking down at the cold cityscape. You have a face. You're important. Mr. Scott, as I was just saying, Mega Security's parent company has always had a good relationship with yours. We haven't forgotten whose help and support we received to be able to establish ourselves in Ode 13. Please do pass it along to Mr. Rourke. Of course, everything we discussed in this call will be relayed to him verbatim, so please choose your words carefully, Miss Carmen. Carmen Electra. Naturally, I'll speak openly, as long as it's within my knowledge and within my bounds. What Mr. Rourke seems most concerned about is the other technical team that it assembled. Until recently, Gerard's R&D team had been the unquestioned pioneer and leader in third-generation doll research. We will not tolerate any theft of Gerard's technological achievements at this critical juncture. Please, don't let that trouble you. The tall woman glances at her subordinate, who just entered the room, and signals for silence. VSK-94's data has not been shared with the new technical team. Gerard remains in the lead when it comes to third-gen doll manufacturing. Locked down that tightly? So this doll, codenamed VSK-94, how exactly does she differ from the others we've acquired from IOP? I don't know. Mankey Security was simply instructed to contain and hold on to the doll. We were not given any access to related data. There's been no further directive from the council. Never mind. No point in asking further. I'll go ahead and relay Mr. Rourke's orders then. Carmen raises her eyebrow at the word orders, but her tone remains respectful. Please do. There's no doubt that VSK-94 is special. However, discovering the nature of her uniqueness will require your company's cooperation. Of course, we won't force Mangi security to synchronize VSK's 94's data, as that would place our loyal allies in violation of contracted terms, which would hinder future cooperation intelligence bearing. Instead, we hope Mangi security will assign VSK 94 to a mission within Gerard's jurisdiction. After that, we will detain her under pretense of trespassing on private property and perform a study on her frame. The findings from this research will be partially shared with our loyal allies. This method also offers a degree of deniability against accountability from it. What a meticulous and well-planned operation. I'll report the full plan to the general manager. Expect good news soon. The call ends. Carmen loosens her collar and sits down on the sofa. The subordinate, who has been waiting nearby, hands her a glass of wine at just the right time. Pioneer, leader, technological achievements. Such bold words. Whatever. Let's hear the report. Carmen takes a sip of wine and listens to the report. Halfway through, she frowns. Why was VSK 94 sent on a covert mission? It was probably due to his dispatching error. Probably. Originally, VSK 94 was assigned to a regular transport mission, but its task number, content, and destination overlapped with those of the covert mission, which resulted in a management error. Has frontline management become this sloppy? I should discuss a personal reshuffle with Christopher. The woman's lips curl into a chilling smirk. Was there any unusual behavior from VSK 94 afterwards? According to the neurolog inspection, it appears not. Neurologs from dolls aren't reliable. They can't even be used as formal evidence. That gives me reason to suspect VSK 94 has already discovered our covert operations. So, what's next? Since Gerard plans to use the trespassing excuse, why shouldn't I do the same? But before that, I want to make sure my piece is still where it should be. Understood. One more thing. What do we do about David? If it were just embezzlement, we could have just fired him, but he's come into contact with our covert business. If this goes far beyond simple dismissal, his recklessness may cause us immeasurable losses. We can't keep him around anymore. So, unofficial dismissal? No need to rush. I'll make sure his death is worthwhile. Any chance he's the dude who was fed to the Elids earlier? So, this is the place. Yeah, the vehicle owner whom you asked us to investigate, the one called David, shows up here the most frequently, aside from Meg's security office in his home. Look, the street sign matches the one in the building surveillance footage. The two dolls circle around the warehouse. Doors and windows are locked. Let's go in through the exhaust vent. Ugh, exhaust vent? My clothes just got laundered. Fine, but you better reimburse me for cleaning. They crawl through the vent and enter the warehouse interior. Ugh, so much dust. What a dump. And dark, too. Nikita and Kisnaya each pull out a flashlight and start searching. The flashlights gradually reveal the warehouse's structure. On the left side, many crates are stacked high on metal shelves. Nikita climbs up and inspects them one by one. Yes, all of them contain cans of Something to the right of the racks catches Nikita's attention. She jumps down and approaches a worn-out sofa placed in the corner. Wait, this spot. She pulls out her terminal and retrieves the photo that Isnaya had previously shown her. The one with the person holding a vial of Vitalis. This photo is low resolution, but based on the tears around the fabric, she can tell it's the same sofa. This photo was taken here? She closely examines the silhouette of the person in the image and compares it to David's profile from her neurocloud. Profile silhouette similarity, 7% match. So David isn't just slinging Eridus, but also Vitalis. Terrible hypothesis emerges in neurocloud. Hey, Nikita, come look over here. I found something weird. Kishnaya beckons at her from a distance. Nikita turns and walks towards her. My flashlight rolled under a shelf just now, and when I reached under to get it, I found this. It looks like a toy, right? But it has comms and a camera. Kids' toys these days sure are fancy. Kishnaya hands over a toy badge. It's a familiar toy PSA badge with dried blood caked onto it. Where exactly did you find this? Over there. You look kind of scary. Yeah, because Una's probably dead. Nikita walks to the indicated shelf and points her flashlight towards it. Nothing obvious stands out. She grips the rack and gives a shake, then applies some force to push aside. The old metal groans under the strain as it threatens to topple over. Kishnaya hurries over to right it. Whoa, slow down. Those crates on top are going to fall. As the light hits the floor behind the shelf, bloodstains come into view. They're slowly white, but still clearly visible. Is that blood? Hey. Don't tell me we're investigating involves a murder too. If that's the case, we really should report to public security. Kishnaya continues prattling, then Nikita no longer listening. She stares at the bloodstains and grips the toy badge tightly. Una. As night falls, people return to the Satellite City crowd. Returning to the Satellite City crowd the commercial district, trying to shake off the day's fatigue under the neon lights. Penn's Psychological Counseling District number 1124. This is where I used to work part-time? Yeah, and right about now is when I'd be shift as a cleaner. I already told the front desk we called a team. Whoa. Kishnaya stretches, watching the building's bustling crowd with boredom. I want to go shopping too. Nikita, we've been working full throttle today. First a warehouse out in the sticks, now a psych office. You better pay him for all his overtime. Nikita doesn't respond, seemingly lost in thought. Hey, Nikita, are you listening? Huh? Oh, I'm out of funds for now. I'll pay you back later. Kishnaya eyes that clearly distract Nikita in size. That badge, did it belong to someone important to you? Una's cheerful smile flashes through Nikita's neurocloud. I can't say for sure yet. Kishnaya, stand guard out here. I'm going in. All right, make it quick. At the workroom by the entrance, Nikita changes into janitorial doll's uniform and pushes a clearing cart into the office. The fit is a bit tight. I mean, your proportions are kind of crazy, so yes. The office is still open, but only a few people remain. Consulting room 1, room 4, archive, there. The archive room is unlocked. Nikita pushes the door open. Despite the name, it's actually a server room. A terminal sits in the back corner for data retrieval. Let's see. She types the name of the terminal, pop requests a password. Of course. Back to level 2. Fuck your passwords. Is that a smiley face? Smiling Rubik. It's literally a smiley face. On a cube. What an enemy. She overrides control access. No more password blocks. She now has complete access to the archival database. Data flows into her neurocloud. She quickly spots the entry she needs. Found it. Inessa Grinvor Chernova. Let's see if this will lead to any clues about Una. Oh, the music just got terrible sad. Excerpt from counseling session audio log 700123. Inessa Grigorvina Chernova. Counselor, let's begin. All right. When you came in just now, I noticed you kept staring at this painting. Is there something special about it? The girl in this painting looks a lot like my daughter. You have a daughter? 10 seconds of silence. An adopted daughter, to be precise. Adopted? She must have an unusual background. She's the orphan child of a colleague. And what happened to your colleague? 30 seconds of silence. I can't say. A painful memory? Yes. I was there when he died. He died for me. So I must raise his daughter well and provide her with the best life I can. This gift of life is incredibly heavy. Sounds like she means a great deal to you. She is my everything. At first, I really did see her as just my colleague's orphan, but over the years we spent together, she's become my daughter in every sense. Even if we're not biologically related, she's still my daughter. Aside from her, is there anyone or anything else that's important to you? For a person, having multiple emotional anchors is essential. 1 minute of silence. Sorry. It's okay. There's no need to apologize. Let's talk about something else. Do you still engage in charity work? Yes. I occasionally donate to orphanages or take Una along to do volunteer work. Is Una your daughter? Did she like going to the orphanage? I really enjoy doing that. She's such a kind child, always eager to help others. She does sound like a well-behaved child. More than just well-behaved, she has a strong sense of justice, like a little son. She loves watching the news and gets upset at anything unjust. Even when I tell her there's no such thing as perfect fairness in the world, she insists that even so, she wants to do her part to make things a little more fair. That sense of justice, did she pick it up from being around you? No, she's not like me. When it comes to things like fairness and justice, I've long since... Sound of vibrating communicator, rustling clothes, a button being pressed. Sorry, urgent work calls. No worries, I'll end the session here for today then. End of recording. Una is her adopted daughter? I should listen to another one. Log 201. It's quite lively here today. Yes, there's a sharing event going on. The company even ordered some decent catering. How about a glass of Oldenlandia wine? Oldenlandia. What's that? A beverage from my hometown. Apparently, it was all the rage ages ago because of its unique taste. And now it's back in production. Want to try it? No, I don't drink anything from outside. Professional habit? 5 seconds of silence. You could say that. That's fine. Let's talk about your hometown. Are there any distinctive foods? Mud cakes, dried grass. What's she do? Come from the yellow zone? Sounds unappetizing. In the contamination zones, having anything to eat at all was considered lucky. So yes, she did. You were born in a contamination zone? Yes. It must have been hard to climb all the way from there to your current position. Rustling of clothes. It was easy, and also very hard. I sold my soul to get where I am now. From this position, I had to do some very dangerous things. Whether I move forward or backward, it's an abyss either way. Then your soul must be of great value. A value that can be discarded at any time. Let me ask you something. As an individual, would you rather be abandoned or choose to give up something yourself? 1 minute silence. Fabric rustling. Neither. I don't want to lose anything. You mean if you give up your current position, you'll be left with nothing, right? Yes. You lose your daughter too? I don't know. My daughter loves police dramas. She's always looked up to me. I'm afraid that if she found out the truth about what I do, she'd be disappointed and leave me. I can't accept that. I wouldn't be able to bear it. One moment. Before going any further, I need to confirm something. Your work doesn't involve any illegal or criminal activities, does it? 30 seconds of silence. Of course not. So it's not illegal or criminal, but it's something you cannot openly talk about. Is that right? Yes. That's fine. Electronic notifications tone. Time's up. That's all for today's session. See you next week, Anessa. Goodbye. Born in a contamination zone, sold her soul to gain her position. Was she talking about her current role in the Public Security Administration? Let's see a more recent recording. Got it. Log 317. 5 minutes of silence. Anessa, we've been doing these sessions for a whole year now, but I still feel like you're not truly opening to me. Have I done something wrong? 5 minutes of silence. I need your health report. Both your depression and anxiety have grown more severe. Are you sure you're coming here every week is actually helping? It is. 8 minutes of silence. I won't pressure you to reveal more than you're comfortable with, but I do have to remind you, if our conversations continue to be so brief and unfocused, then the time and money you're spending here might not be giving you the value you should. 10 seconds of silence. You really do care about your work. It's just basic professional ethics. 1 minute silence, communicator button being pressed. This helps. I just want someone to talk to. Understood. Let's keep having conversations like this. Magazine level 2, Nikita stands in front of the terminal and reflects on the recordings as she heard. Suddenly, she recalls the strange feeling she had when she first took on this mission. My entry into Magna security was far too smooth. And from these recordings, it's clear Nessa is hiding something. Plus, there's a surveillance footage of Una getting into David's car. Nessa must have some kind of connection to Mangi security. Nikita remembers the bloodstain badge. I need to record all this fragmented information and analyze it later. Right now, top priority is finding Una. And hopefully she's not dead. I need a short break. I don't like reading things that are very, very sad. Nikita drives a transport truck along the road to the contamination zone, occasionally pulling up a second map for comparison. Order 2071-0209, same route, but the transportation time was nearly double the usual duration. Listed reason, collapsed storm. But it was a clear day. No such storm occurred. It must have been something else. Warning, you are off route recalculating. System warning. Nikita ignores the system alert and turns onto a different fork on the road. As they pass a massive landfill, Kulich, who had been quietly lying in the passenger seat, suddenly sits up and starts barking at the window. Are you picking up a scent similar to a blood sample? Woof woof. Alright, let's get out of here. Following Kulich, Nikita enters the sprawling trash mounds that stretch for kilometers. Rubble, scrap metal, it's like a world long abandoned. Kulich leaps to an elevated spot, raises her head, and gently shakes it off. Shakes it as if trying to pinpoint a scent in the air. Before Kulich can make a move, Nikita hears footsteps behind her. Who's there? Hey, how many times do I say this? This is my turf. You think you missed the kind of dump without facing his... Before he can even draw his pistol, a searing pain shoots through his waist. He looks close and realizes the doll, who was some distance away just a moment ago, is now standing silently right in front of him, gripping his waist tightly. His gun clatters to the ground. Have mercy, please. Brave warrior, take whatever you want, scavenge all you like. I'm not here to scavenge, I just need to answer a few questions. You got it. I swear I'll tell you everything I know, ma'am. Have you seen this man before? Nikita pulls up a photo of David from a terminal and shows it to him. This guy, I don't recognize the face, but... Scavenger squints at the terminal and slaps forehead. Oh, yeah, that outfit I've seen before. A few months back on the other side of the trash hill, he looked like he was burying something. When I saw him, he was facing off with some elids. Burying what? Oh, man, let me tell you, I was scared shitless. He had this black plastic bag and surrounded by elids. To escape, he hurled the bag at them. Guess what? They ripped it open and the corpse fell out. Intestines, fingers flying everywhere. It's like a horror flick. The scavenger gestures animatedly, but Nika's expression grows grim. Where exactly did this happen? Take me there. Is this a murder case? Am I helping solve a murder case? Cut the nonsense and move. This is it, I reckon. The scavenger leads Nikita to the other side of the trash hill. Months of wind and sand have buried all traces. There are no visible signs of the violence they just described. But the scent of blood still lingers. As soon as Kulich arrives, he starts barking and digging his specific spot. Here? Nikita leads down and begins sifting through the garbage with her hands. After a while, she stops. The scavenger leans over and sees Nikita staring blankly at something in her hand. A very small child's shoe. Powder blue, tattered and broken. That... Before the scavenger can say anything, Kulich, who had been wagging his tail beside Nikita, suddenly leaps up and barks furiously behind them. Elids! What the hell? That's one of the area cleared by hunters. Well, unfortunately, it looks like Una was the one who died in the start of the story. The Elids drool and growl ravenously as they close in. The scavenger's legs give out in fear. We're screwed. I didn't bring enough ammo. Step back. Huh? Scavenger stares dumbly as Nikita steps forward and plants herself in front of him. She cuts a sharp and resolute figure. I said, step back. Leave this to me. Yeah, Una's been dead the whole story. And the mom was not sure if she figured she was alive, but it's all just a lie. This isn't the meeting frequency we agreed on. Seeing each other too often increases the risk exposure. I told you this before, didn't I? In a dimly lit room, Vanessa and Nikita sit facing each other. Vanessa seems irritated. Gone is the warmth and friendliness she showed at their initial meeting. So, what do you want this time? I'll be direct here, Nessa. Are you in contact with Maggie Security? Nessa raises an eyebrow. Do you know what you're saying? I suspect my superior is a mole for Maggie Security. To make that kind of accusation, you must have quite a bit of evidence. Go on, then. Not hard proof, but... Then save it. I'd expect it all to be delusional. Or maybe the alleged performance defects of your frame model, the one used to justify your dismissal, weren't fabricated after all. Nessa remains unfazed. Listen, Nikita, if you don't want this mission, you can back out. I only picked you because you seem to understand the concept of justice and duty better than other dolls. In other words, you're the best option, but not the only one. Is she gonna give her the bloody badge right here or something? Though I do need to correct what I said earlier. Given your performance so far, if you do choose to quit, I won't allow you to return to the Public Security Administration. In fact, I'll request to have all your neurologs purged just to ensure no confidential information leaks. Nothing personal, it's protocol. Nessa speaks casually, but Nikita hears the veiled threat in her words. I don't care what you think of me, but you do seem to be contradicting yourself. What do you mean? You keep emphasizing how replaceable I am, while at the same time making threat after threat to stop me from quitting. So which is it? Do you want me gone or not? It's up to you. I'm just making the consequences clear. I'm not leaving. I'll keep investigating. Investigating what? Whether I'm Maggie Security's mole? No. I want to find out what happened to Una and bring whoever hurt her to justice. Reading that hurt me. The tension in the room shifts the instant Nikita utters the name. And Nessa's eyes widen slightly. For a moment, she is speechless. After a while, she finally finds her voice. It wavers as she speaks. You said hurt. What happened to Una? What happened? What have you found? Nikita pulls out the blood-stained badge and broken shoe out of her backpack. Speaking softly, she recounts how she discovered a Maggie Security employee has been stealing company property, and how she found Una's toy badge in this warehouse. And this shoe? I hacked the colleague's transfer terminal and checked his delivery logs. Out of the 78 completed runs along this one particular route, 77 took an almost exact same amount of time, within 3 hours of variance, but one delivery on February 9th this year took almost twice as long. That delivery's timestamp matched closely with when Una got into his car and surveillance footage, just a day or two earlier. So while doing another delivery run, I took a detour to investigate the route. That's when I found the landfill and this shoe. Anessa falls silent. She turns the badge and shoe over and over in her hands, as if searching for any trace of life on the inert object. At last, she looks up and asks with a trembling voice, Did you find Una or her? For the first time, Nikita recognizes the emotion of heartbreak in Anessa's eyes. It makes her hesitate to speak the whole truth. No, these two things are all I found. Anessa says nothing. She just stares at the object in front of her, as if trying to trace Una's story through them. As if bracing herself to face a pain that might be too great to bear. Anessa's breathing is clearly audible in the silence. It is the kind of ragged breath that gives the illusion of someone drowning. Interrupted by communicators. The sound of an incoming call pierces the silence like a knife breaks through ice. The air seems to flow again. Anessa glances at the communicator beside her. On the screen flashes a code name she both fears and despises. She collects herself. Hello? Yes, I'm listening. Anessa stands up and walks to the window. After a moment, she glances back at Nikita. She didn't report anything about the incident to me. She only said she encountered the Varders and lost a shipment. Even if she did learn something, I can file to have her neurocloud reformatted. They're completely legal and proper channels, no loose ends. Hold off for now, alright? So it was a task assignment error. No wonder. I'm wondering why she was assigned to run that out. Should I dispatch a team of public security officers to the location? Understood. I've taken note. As the person at the other end of the line seems ready to hang up, Nessa hurriedly stops them. Wait, may I speak with Una? Just for a moment. There are things I'd like to say to her. We'll be allowed to meet after this mission? Alright. The call disconnects. Nessa remains by the window. Outside, a light rain begins to fall. Droplets trail down the glass, passing over her reflected face and vanishing into the night. Maybe it wasn't even Una's. The probability isn't absolute. But who was it? Who was what? The suspect. The smuggler of the illicit drugs. Your colleague? What's his name? David. David Evans. David Evans. Vanessa grips the badge in her hand. Its sharp edge digs into her palm. Like frenzied thorns growing from beneath a crumbling ruin, a burning zeal fills Vanessa with a newfound sense of purpose. David Evans. David Evans. David Evans. Vanessa murmurs the name over and over, like a sorceress in the forest casting a dark, grotesque spell. Vanessa, ma'am? It's all utter bullshit. What are you talking about? At the sound of Nikita's voice, Vanessa clutches her own throat with both hands tightly. Stop it. Stay back. Vanessa grasps her breath, her nails digging into her neck. After a while, her breathing steadies, and her eyes slowly clear. She looks at Nikita again. Nikita, are you interested in learning the truth? Pardon? About things from the past, and things about to happen to you in the future. I originally planned to help that vampire trick you to the end, so that when the mission ended I could take Una and leave it all behind, but now that Una's gone, nothing matters anymore. If I don't fight back, I'll be blood dried in the end too. And if that happens, I'll have no way to venture. Yes, while I'm still in the game. Nikita sees a dark flame dancing in Nessa's eye. The all-consuming flames of hatred. But this intel doesn't come free. I need your help. She spits out the words with vehement clarity. I want revenge. At dusk, several Mangi security transport trucks, enter the docks of the port. We've arrived at the port. 3 more cargo zones until we reach the target location. Listen carefully, Nikita. I'll repeat this one more time. Your mission this time, officially, is to restock the goods that were lost in the previous delivery. But due to the supplier's last-minute schedule change, they can no longer make the delivery. You and your team are to collect the cargo yourselves. However, this is in fact an adjudication targeting you. Abduction. An armed group will intercept you shortly. For some unknown reason, they intend to capture you first. Don't make it too easy. Put up a bit of fight just to keep up the act. Got it. Have you installed the remote-controlled component I gave you? Yes. Good. If they shut you down, I'll repeat you remotely. When you wake up, stay still. Understood? Nikita sees David jump down from the truck and signals for them to disembark. Are we to wait here, Captain David? According to the mission brief, this is the place. If it weren't for those damn Varjagers, we wouldn't have to make this trip. David? Is that the one you said took Una away? Nikita taps her earpiece twice. That's the agreed upon signal for transmitting information covertly when there's something nearby. Huh? Someone's coming. Hey, over here. A shadow looms within the fog. David waves at it, but stops short when it gets closer. That's not human. The first thing to emerge from the fog is a cold gun barrel. Behind the automaton, a wave of red lights flicker to life. as if dozens of eeled eyes are waiting for the hunt. What's going on here? Aren't we here to pick up the cargo? The armed automaton halts in front of them. Warning, this is private property. Trespassers must surrender immediately. Drop their weapons and submit to questioning. Private property? Captain David, they're not here for trade. We're under attack. Wait, hold on. Seeing they are numbered, many members of the transport team drop their weapons and save their own necks. Seizing the moment, Nikita suddenly twists her ankle and collapses on the spot. The attacking automaton takes the bait and slams its arm into Nikita's side. I got hit. Nikita feigns pain and flops to the ground. That was not very convincing. No? But they're low-grade droids, not dolls. They probably won't notice. Good thing they're just droids. Nikita lies motionless. She feels one of the automatons move to her side. Target secured, now executing force shutdown. In the next instant, Nikita loses all sensory and cognitive functions. Some kind of EMP pulse, I guess. Frame function check complete. System self-diagnostic complete. Power supply activated. Remaining power 100%. Accessing neural backups. Connection established. Loading neural cloud 5, 20, 35. When her senses return, Nikita keeps her eyes closed. Through her sense of touch and internal sensors, she can tell she is lying flat, her body rocking gently in transit. The journey seems steady. Nikita opens her eyes just a crack. Within her limited field of vision, she sees that she's inside some sort of repair pod. Above her is a large piece of curved transport glass. Beyond the glass is a space that appears to be a laboratory. You awake? After a burst of static, Nessa's whisper comes through her earpiece. Yes, I'm in a lab. The identity of my kidnapper is unknown. The one who gave me the order and the ones who kidnapped you don't seem to be from the same faction. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked me to send a public security team to extract you. They may be collaborating, but their alliance is most likely superficial. At this point, all I know is that the one issuing me orders goes by the name Sharktooth. Sounds like a code name. Gender unknown, identity unknown. It's up to you to figure out what we can from the kidnappers. I'll do my best. Do you know where the other Mangi security members are being held? No. We've stopped. Ending transmission for now. Nikita closes her eyes. She senses a fair vibration from her frame. A few seconds later, she hears the pod door open, then feels the cold, flowing air of the lab on her skin. Multiple sets of footsteps move past either side of her frame. She senses the data ports on her body being accessed. I've left VSK-94 sidearms here. Alright, by the way, can a doll run a performance test while in sleep mode? Yeah, with the latest upgrade, that function's included. It's too risky to boot her up. This model has incredible combat performance. The defense droids in our lab might not stand a chance. Speaking of which, we've taken in many dolls produced by IOP, with more or less the same specs. Why is this VSK-94 flagged for special containment? Isn't that why we're doing unpaid overtime today? Stop speculating, just get to work. Nikita feels data cables being plugged into reports. Some large machinery hums from a short distance, and the footsteps gradually fade away. She opens her eyes slightly and sees a few researchers gathered around an electronic screen engaged in discussion. Aside from the exceptionally high combat performance, I'm not really seeing anything special here. So, should we report our findings as is? What if the brass gets mad that we found nothing after they caused such a stir? Maybe we should dismantle her frame and inspect it thoroughly? Could be some kind of hidden firmware only triggered under special conditions. Routine tests wouldn't pick that up. It's possible, but we'd need to relocate. The equipment here isn't sufficient. Why does it say the target frame is disconnect? Oh, before the researcher can react, a swift strike from behind knocks him out cold. As another researcher tries to flee, Nikita whips a broken data cable around him and yanks him back, then drives her knee into his stomach. Stun gun. Good thing I've used one before. She grabs the weapon from the researcher and aims it at the one who's heading for the alarm, only for her arm to be pulled askew by the groggy researcher that she hadn't finished off. Bang! The electrified dart hits the floor. Nikita pivots and fires at the attacker who disrupted her. 50,000 volts send him twitching on the ground just as she turns to deal with the last survivor. Alarm hit. An ear-splitting alarm sound starts blaring. The lab door bursts open instantly, and a squad of mechanical guards pour in. Nikita falls back, grabs her sidearm, and dives behind cover. A brutal fight seems inevitable. Your portions are still insane. Enemy units are numerous, not to mention the presence of heavy machines. Oh, huge-ass machine. Letting them keep pouring in like this is not the way to go. Eliminate one wave first, then find a way to close the gate. Okay, let's go. Maybe in the challenge mode, but in this mode, nothing to think about. It'll die instantly. Nikita managed to get the lab doors open to slam shut, locking it. Wait, I read that wrong. Nikita managed to get the lab's doors to slam shut, locking out most of the reinforcements. Nikita quickly dispatches the remaining defense automatons inside. Then she catches sight of a sneaky figure trying to slink away. Hey, stop right there. It's the researcher who evaded her shot at the hit the alarm. While she fumbles on the floor for a dropped weapon, Nikita strides over. Stay back. Save yourself the effort. You can't beat me in a fight. Now get over here. She twists the woman's arm and shoves her over to the lab terminal. Unlock it. No? Nikita fires a shot near her feet. The blast makes the researcher flinch and cower. Don't shoot. I'll do it. The terminal's soon unlocked. Nikita delivers a swift chop to the back of the researcher's neck, catches her as she stumps forward and places her side. Her justice. Just knock them out as gently as possible. Even though the password's unlocked, I should switch to level 2. It'll boost the search and processing speed. She enters level 2 and starts scanning for the keywords in the torrent of data. Soon she knows some of the data in the terminal has been corrupted. Did she sabotage the system before I knocked her out? Shouldn't have been so hasty. Wait, what's this? She opens an attachment to an email and finds a list. List of required samples for technical optimization of third-generation doll models. The attachment is a long roster of doll photos and names, many are former Griffin dolls. She quickly finds her own profile. Aside from the basics, some information is beyond her understanding. Sender Sharktooth, the same Sharktooth that Nessa mentioned? Participant of Project Nebula Wind, Project Coronal Hole. Priority containment subject. What on earth are these? Scrolling further, she spots 2 familiar faces. OTS-14, DP-12, why are they also here? Like Nikita is flagged for special attention. Meanwhile, DP-12's profile is nearly blank aside from her basic information. None of this makes sense. This will need further investigation. First, let me copy everything. That sounds like people that Griffin, or the commander, ought to go save. At least one of his units already captured. After exiting level 2, she hears pounding from outside the doors. At the same time, a call from Nessa comes through. Any findings? For a moment, Nikita can hear strange noises on Nessa's end. This seems to be a temporary lab. Useful data scarce, but I did find some things. Sending them to you now. Wait, what's that whimpering sound? It's Kalich, don't you remember? You left it with me. Things also sound pretty bad on your end. The security droids are about to breach. I've got 5 minutes max. She hits send. The progress bar crawls slowly to the terminal screen. Should be enough. My public security team's in position around the building. By the way, are you really set on this? Nikita tosses the unconscious researcher in her repair pod and shuts the lid. Starts searching for disassembly tools. Set on what? Staying with Mangi security? Wasn't that the plan we discussed? Finding the tools, Nikita sits and begins dismantling her own leg. Going undercover isn't easy. The pressure of being discovered is one thing, but worse is having to do things that go against your values. We fought about this before, and even though you complied, I know you didn't agree with it. I didn't. That's why I kept digging. I've already reported the heiress lead to the proper authorities. They'll act on it. She removes several micro-explosives from her orb frame. She plants them on the doors and terminal. I might not be able to contain all the damage, but I'll save as many lives as I can. That's my philosophy. Now that Sharktooth is starting to suspect me, the next step will be full neural cloud reformatting. If they uncover anything else, right? Yes, but I don't think they want to resort to that yet. They seem to be more interested in the data generated by original neurocloud processes, then this is a necessary step. She attaches the final explosive to her own frame. Oh, that's depressing. If I destroy my current neural cloud backup, they'll notice it when they run diagnostics on me. They'll serve as proof that I remain completely in the dark. It's the only way for me to stay at Maggie. With you help from the outside, we stand a chance of uncovering who Sharktooth really is, and what they're plotting. Besides, like I said before, what? If it's something that helps people, something that's right, I'll do it. And by people, I mean everyone I can perceive, not just those defined by the rulebook. Nessa chuckles softly through her earpiece. I really was right about you, though I never knew you were this optimistic. Maybe it's just part of my foundational programming. Say, is your tech team reliable? Rigging such a powerful bomb here won't blow my neural cloud to smithereens, will it? No promises. Figures. Nikita grabs the detonator. Just like you said, this is a necessary sacrifice. Keep my neural log safe. I'll see you on the other side. With that, Nikita presses the detonator button without hesitation. It's like no way this concludes, right? It's part 1 of 2 or 3. Oh man, I'm just like depressed right now. This whole story is just justice at all cost, children dead. A thunderous explosion erupts from the other end of the call. Vanessa doesn't linger. She switches her comms to another channel while keeping her gun-wielding hand raised and steady. Breach now. Get Nikita out. Detain the rest of the Maggie security personnel. One's missing? Something nudges her weapon. Nessa glances down, then presses her gun harder against its target. Doesn't matter. Leave the search for later. First, get Nikita out. And she hangs up. Nessa squats down, moving the muzzle of her gun from David's forehead to under his chin. What were you shouting about just now? Hoping Nikita would come to your rescue? Nessa yanks at the gag from his mouth. You crazy bitch, who the hell are you? Think carefully before you speak. You call me crazy? You're not better yourself. You have doll syndrome, don't you? What the hell are you talking about? I don't understand a damn thing. That's okay. I just want you to take a look at something. Do you know this girl? Nessa pulls out a photo and holds it in front of him. The moment he sees the photo, he visibly panics and averts his gaze. No, I don't know her. I've never seen her. That's right, never seen her. Nessa shoots him in the foot. Nessa grabs his hair, forcing him to look her in the eye. Never seen her? Want me to help jog your memory? I haven't seen her. Talk straight, and I might leave your corpse intact. Nessa fires another shot, this one grazing David's thigh. He screams in agony. Don't delude yourself that anyone's coming to save you. To your company, you're trash. Actually, no. Trash at least has recycling value. You don't even have that. So I'll ask you again, have you seen this girl? I haven't. No, wait, I have seen her. David's expression goes blank. His terror transforms into mania. I have seen her, but it wasn't a person. It was a doll. It looked just like her. What I killed was a doll. A doll, so I didn't really count as killing, right? Disassembled, damaged, destroyed. Anyway, I did nothing wrong. What I destroyed was a doll. Beneath her stream, veins bulge along Nessa's arms. She takes a deep breath and steadies her voice. Tell me, why did you destroy her? Why? Because she was a doll. Why the hell should a real, superior, dignified human like me have to escort a lowly, filthy doll? Dolls may look like little girls, but they're crafty. She saw me taking drugs. Saw me stealing cargo. I couldn't let her live. She had to die. So, you killed her? And as his finger tightens on the trigger, your voice trembles. Killed? That's not the right word. It's disassembly. I tore her into pieces, stuffed her in a bag. So much red tissue lubricant came pouring out of her, it took me forever to clean up. Then I packed her in a plastic bag. I was looking for a scrapyard, wanted to make a little money. His voice, like a rusted blade grating through the air, pierces Vanessa's skull and tears at the last shred of her sanity. Her breath quickens as if the oxygen is draining from the room. She braces against the wall in one hand, still holding the gun with the other. David's maniacal face begins to blur in front of her. Not yet. She grips the pistol with her other hand to prevent accidental discharge, forcing herself to look at him. She pushes words through gritted teeth. And then I found a garbage hump, but I ran into Elids on the way. Couldn't let myself get eaten by Elids. I've got profitable gigs to run. So he used his body as bait to save herself? That wasn't a body. This can't take it anymore. She shoves the muzzle of the gun in David's hand and fires straight at his palm. You killed her. You killed her. She was a person. A person. She could feel pain. She could feel. She was alive, a human being. She shoots him in the throat. How does that feel? That pain you feel now? That's what she felt. Even though I don't want to admit you're human, but this is what you did. You murderer. Broken sobs echo through the warehouse, but the gunshot continues. Eyes, thighs, mouth. Vanessa keeps pulling the trigger, not noticing Lisa's body's already stopped breathing. She fires a final bullet and lowers her arms. Before her lies a mangled, unrecognizable pile of flesh, crumpled grotesquely at her feet. The warehouse is cold, but the rage left her hot and breathless. She picks up the photo that had fallen on the ground. It's soaked with blood, but the girl's smile in the image is still warm and sweet. Vanessa wipes the blood from the photo with her fingers. She lets out a wretched sob, like a lioness who finds her cub long dead. After a while, she finally speaks. Her voice is hoarse from her earlier outbursts. I've killed too, but I don't regret it. I avenged you, Mom, I avenged you. This is just the beginning. I won't stop until all the vengeance is served. I promise you. I'm like half a step from full crying. He's extremely dissatisfied. This operation yielded no usable intel, and we lost the research facility for nothing. Worse, yet, the Public Security Administration is now watching us. What do you intend to do about this? Please don't worry. We'll take full responsibility. Our interests are aligned with the Gerard groups. Aligned, or are you just greedy for more? So many simple missions ended in failure. Aren't we suspect your loyalty? You're joking. Where's the evidence of divided loyalty? Since the URNC government dispatched the chairman to oversee Odessa, their policies are clearly aimed to strip us of control. You've certainly profited from those changes, haven't you? I don't know about business, but the message I've received from above is clear. We fully support your group's actions. Fully support or fully obstruct? Maybe someone else is doing the obstructing? What do you mean? It fears the power of the Grar group. That's a bold and dangerous accusation. You're leading third-generation doll technology, standing at the forefront of the era, and those who stick their necks out often have guns pointed at them. If your group insists on forcing your way into Project Coronal Hole, you'll attract even more attention. Including yours? Carmen lets out a sigh. Actually, just before the conference call, I got the general manager's approval. We'll bypass the terms and conditions of Project Coronal Hole and begin synchronizing VSK 94's data to your group going forward to support your R&D plans. It might just take a little longer. The SK-94 was seriously damaged in the incident, and we're doing everything we can to repair her. Although we don't understand what's so special about her, to show our loyalty and unwavering support to your group, we are willing to do everything in our power to help the Gerard group stay ahead in third-generational doll development. If this had been your attitude from the start, I wouldn't have doubted you so much. It was our oversight. Our bad. As an apology, we'll build a new research facility for Gerard. Additionally, our current research into anti-ELA technology can also be shared with your group, to some extent. Understood. I'll report this to the CEO. Already knows from half crying. Also, I'd like to know, how do you plan to deal with the Public Security Administration? We found a scapegoat. Handing him over to the authorities should suffice. You can rest easy on that matter. In a few days, we'll see the result in the news. Alright, we'll wait your updates. Please leave it here for today. Goodbye. Transmission terminated. Carmen turns to look at her subordinate. How's the David situation being handled? All materials have been compiled. I'll forward them to Miss Inessa shortly. Good. Smuggling illicit drugs, unauthorized access, triggering a mech riot, and killing an important bargaining ship. That man has outlived his usefulness. Dead men tell no lies. But we may lose our grip on Miss Inessa. Didn't we agree to let her meet her daughter after the mission? You mean... Carmen throws her wineglass. The deep red liquid casts a somber hue across everything. Once the mission's over, let her meet her daughter. Just kill her. Alright. So that should be... end of part 1 of a multi-part thing. A bigger story, I assume, comes in 2 weeks. That was just depressing, though. The whole story. The future we'll anticipate must be bright and clear. A month later. When Niketa awakens again, Inessa's standing by the repair pod. She looks around. It's a small room, cozy and lived in. On a nearby cabinet, a cute plushie in PSA uniform stares at her with beady eyes. Are you really sure about this? Didn't we have this conversation a month ago, before the explosion? Looks like the neural backup did sync properly. How's your month at Mangi Security been? Same as before, routine logistic missions. I inspected every shipment. No drugs. Lying low after what happened is only natural. They're biding their time. But honestly, are you really going to stay at Mangi Security? Even if you avoided Shark Tooth's purge for now, based on what I know of them, they won't let go of their suspicions that easily. They've probably grown suspicious of me too. At this rate, the intel you'll be able to gather from inside might be negligible. Niketa is silent for a moment. She steps out of her repair pod and flexes her joints. Did you see the report on David? I did. A few days after the lab incident, they named him the mastermind. He was already dead, though. Reportedly shot by the lab's mechanical guard's mistake. Just like you said, these security firms backed by the major corporations always have ways to avoid liability. As long as they produce a scapegoat, the fault is minimal. David was guilty, yes, but he was just a puppet. The puppeteer is still in the shadows. That's why I want to drag them out into the light. At first, I joined the PSA just to protect those around me, but now I've realized that dealing crimes in the open isn't enough. A shift in her justice? Sort of. Niketa walks up to the window. Heavy clouds blot out the sun. The satellite city is waking again to continue its slow decay. You said earlier that they'd keep a tight leash on me, and the chance of me finding anything are slim, but slim doesn't mean none, does it? Especially since I still have something that they want. Even if I can't obtain any intel, just being inside means there will be a time when I'm needed. Besides, Niketa looks in the distance. I found a few former colleagues of mine on that list, which means this might be connected to Griffin too. And if it is, then someone I know will likely get implicated. Conspiracies and darkness festers in the shadows just beyond the sunlight. If I don't step into it myself, I'll never uproot the sickness that lies beneath, and I won't be able to protect the things I truly want to protect. She turns back to face Inessa. Her face is in shadow, but her blue eyes shine brightly. I don't want to lose anything important ever again. Inessa looks down at her hand and smiles. Only then does Niketa notice the toy bandage in Nessa's hand. Blood stains on it have been wiped clean. You're a lot like Nikki. Nikki? She's a character from a cartoon that Una loved, a detective. Honest, righteous, selfless. No wonder Una adored her. No wonder she adored you. About Una. She always said that when she grew up she wanted to be like me, to be a public security officer and protect the people of the satellite cities. One day, she was still very young, I took her to the city's museum. That's where she first learned about the contamination zones. On the way home, she kept asking me, if I become a public security officer, can I protect the people in the contamination zones too? Una, the contamination zones aren't under the PSA's jurisdiction. Then where do I have to go to protect the people there? Well, Mama doesn't really know. Una, contamination zones are very big and very dangerous places. Isn't it better to stay in the satellite city? Mama protects the satellite cities. Little girl tugs on Nissa's hand. Mama came from a contamination zone too, right? I want to protect more people like you. Sometimes I wonder if someone like Una had rescued me from the contamination zone back then, would everything be different now? She treated everyone around her with such pure kindness. I'm not very good at comforting people. Anessa exhales deeply, pulling herself out of her emotions. No need to comfort me. I just figured, since we'll be working together long term and trust the foundation of cooperation, I might as well tell you a bit of my past. She straightens up slightly. I used to belong to the Neo-Soviet Military Special Intelligence Unit. I was embedded as an undercover agent in the URNC's public security system. United Russian, something like that. The Neo-Soviet military. That's right. That faction's gone now, but back then we were just pawns at the very bottom of the food chain. Back then they claimed we were working for a better tomorrow, for justice and global order. At first I only wanted to get by, to put food on the table, but for a time I truly believed in the work. I thought if we won, people like me would finally be protected. But all we did was hurt more people like me. I could never tell Una about that. I was not a good role model for her. Takes a sip of water and continues. After General Carter fell from my colleague and I returned to our military base to erase our files. But somehow, all our data had already vanished. During the retreat, my colleague was shot dead by opposition forces while covering me. Before he died, he entrusted Una to me. So you're not even from the URNC? I wanted to become a citizen, to live like a normal person under the sun. Until Sharktooth found me, they had my file. They used it to blackmail me into using my rank and authority to carry out their dirty work. And they took Una away from me under the guise of protection. I tried to uncover their identity, but they're too elusive. They never appear in public. I found no clues. The cat remained silent. Does your sense of justice urge you to arrest me right now? Your crimes are for the court to decide. For now, we're just partners. The court depends on whose court it is. But you're right, we're partners right now, and we have more important matters to deal with, one step at a time. For you, it's about exposing the real mastermind. For me, it's revenge for Una. I feel so guilty. Her voice grows faint. It's impossible to tell if she's speaking to Nikita or to herself. She could have become the person she always dreamed of being, but her life got snuffed out because of my weakness. If only I'd taken her and run, I could have given up everything, my status, my identity. She already became who she dreamed of being. Nessa watches as Nikita walks over and takes the toy badge from her hand. Nikita presses a few spots on the badge, and Nessa's private terminal beeps. She takes out her terminal and sees an unread message. Upon opening it, she finds a photo, taken from Nikita's perspective, showing herself. This toy badge is capable of taking and sending pictures. The anonymous informant who provided the photo you gave before was Una. Nessa stares blankly at the photo. Even when her own life was in danger, she chose to uphold the justice in her heart and sent valuable information to the person she trusted most. She already became the person she dreamed of being. Listen to Nikita's voice so much softer than usual, and has to slowly rest the badge with her fingers. Nikita, you're actually surprisingly good at comforting people. She slowly buries her face in her hands. It's like a cry of grief. Nikita averts her eyes. Her gaze happens to land on the plushie sitting in the captain dressed in the PSA uniform. It, too, silently watches over the sorrowful woman. Man, I don't like reading that stuff aloud. had my voice crack. This is what VSK 94 Niketa has gone through. She's still working undercover inside Mengi security and will be sending us intel periodically. Commander, Groza is also on that list, so please take extra precautions, stay vigilant. The Elmo travels smoothly on the road to live. Outside the window, the sky is thick and with clouds, and the view is dim. I suddenly find myself picturing Niketa's golden hair, radiant as the morning sun. Even in a murky, shadowed world, that clear path is reflected in her brilliant eyes. The thought makes me smile quietly. I try to hold her image in my mind for as long as I can. All right, Caitlin, I understand. By the way, Niketa asked me to pass along a message to you. What is it? I will lie in wait in the darkness, but if you ever need me, I'll meet you in the light, boss. Just like partial crying. That was just depressing. Very good as a story, though. I need to not talk for a bit. Get my bearing again. Okay. Well. Okay, read the whole story, cried a little bit, feel really bad. That might be my favorite story they've written so far. Come on, just get this done. I just want to be done. Shadow exercise, rest at 5 a.m. every day. Complete provides 10 extra points. Please check them regularly. Equipment analysis, cognitive configuration, targeted study. Target study, target study. Rifle. Okay, let's see. What was the last thing I wanted? Or was that all three? Time limited. Back to you. Good, it's all three. Alright, what is this? Just missing the challenge mode. I'll get that when it comes out. Give me this first. Well, I already kind of wanted her. And that story just literally made her cry, so let's just get it real quick. Justice. Five more until guaranteed, or technically six, I guess. It'd be like the start of the sixth one. kind of weird. I've only gotten weapons and no units. I feel like normally I get at least one unit and then a weapon and then a unit and then a weapon. Yeah, whatever. Bunny weapon. Click and click and click and click and click. There we go. I wonder if that's the last one for her. I hope so. I got up a little bit early. Ah, crap. I got the one I didn't want. That is unfortunate. Crawl like you're already max. Get out of here. Boo. Poison. She might make it like a full poison team with her. Boo, didn't get what I needed. Gambling. Is this Kashnia? It is. Mining Grubber. Going all the way to pity. Very sad. Carl, you already maxed it out, or I have 100k collapse pieces. I basically never use these things. Alright. There she is. Her video is awesome. What the heck? Your story is great. That was kind of annoying. Failed the 50-50, so now I don't have enough to get the gun. I have a ton of these, but I don't really care about rolling for these. Doc still catch me up a little bit. Come on, come on. Alright. Max that. Fortification. Extra bonus stats. Yay. Critical rate increase. That's kind of cool. figure out which ones I want to use later.